Harry's tragic situation after he suffered a headache trying to break into the celebrity world. Hello and welcome to the Princess Diana News YouTube channel. I'm so happy to be back here discussing the issues of the infamous couple and the royal family with you all. Harry left his royal family and failed as a potential American. And now experts claim that all the pressure will make him bald. Spexair hair transplant specialist Spencer Stevenson notes that Harry seems to be suffering from more than just male pattern baldness, and he suspects that fear of his family feud is to blame. Stevenson says it must have had a negative effect on his hair due to the high stress he's been under for the past few years. Dealing with his estranged family is certainly not helped by male pattern baldness. The last two photos have sparked all the controversy over Harry's hair. An ad for the mental health website BetterUp featured a portrait of her with thick, luscious hair, but a few weeks ago, while shopping in Tokyo, we saw that his hair was thinning a lot. According to Stevenson, Harry likely used the thickening fibers in Nanogen products when taking photos with large amounts of hair. Additionally, a source said there could be a few different reasons why King Charles is hesitant to talk to Harry. Someone may ask, what can a monarch of 15 countries talk about with a man who refuses to support his father? Harry has proven that he doesn't consider any conversation to be truly private. He was more than willing to give his own opinion on what was being said or what he wanted to say to the audience. Harry also admitted that his memory is not the best and he often changes his mind after making public statements. Nor is the possible change the result of a misunderstanding. Instead, Harry claimed it was still due to media misunderstanding. It would be years before he realized the media had misinterpreted his words. Remember, Harry gave up his job as a working member of the royal family, but he still expects to receive a stipend for not performing well in the team. However, his father gave him alimony for nearly a year after he resigned. His father wants to give him a chance to build a new career, but the deal appears to be only for a year, or until Harry decides he's established himself and won't be coming back. Interestingly, however, the date he announced he would not return was surprisingly close to the date his performance was cut. The year was very busy for King Charles and his wife Queen Camilla. Their schedule was busy and Harry clearly didn't have much to do. So Harry had a lot of time to focus on these perceived slights, and then he published what he believed. As the family prepares for Prince Philip's death, Harry launches an all-out attack on them and continues to attack them and what they stand for, still wanting to enjoy the privileges of his position. Chapter This makes no sense. Harry also told the world that he was the late Queen's favorite grandson, that he was her confidant, that she could tell him things she couldn't tell others, and that he had to make sure she got appropriate advice. However, Harry lived 10,000 miles away from her at the time and had almost no contact with her. On the other hand, Charles and William, as well as other family members still working on behalf of the monarchy, maintained frequent contact with the late Queen. But Harry, because of the distance and very limited communication, thought he knew what his grandmother wanted. He understands her interests better than anyone else. Harry just seemed to want to ignore the fact that leaving would leave a lot of extra work for the rest of the family. They should have done it, but he thought they were giving his grandmother such bad advice. Oh, and then other things happened, but they are similar, so they repeat the same story over and over again. Harry probably believes that he should enjoy the same privileges as his older brother, but he doesn't work at all. At this point, any contact the king has with Harry will likely be public and only Harry's opinion is expressed. Does the king want private conversations to be recorded and then broadcast around the world and report only a partisan opinion? Or does he want what most of us want, private conversations to remain private? When the king invited Harry to important family events, Harry actually demanded all of these things for his presence. Well, they ignored him, because of course everyone ignores something like that. Harry was inconsistent and so Harry comes without refusing his demands. And if they obey his request, it will be at the level of personal communication. Given Harry's track record, it's likely that versions of his private conversations will be included in his next book, interview, or other content, if not sooner. Harry and Meghan attacked and insulted the king and queen, as well as the heir apparent and their daughter-in-law. It seems that Harry does think he has the right to attack his family. But you see, they can't defend themselves, they can't defend what he said or even comment on what he did. He was the one who launched the attack and made no apology, but at the same time, he wanted his father to agree to see him alone, and always on his terms. Chapter 1 can understand why the king doesn't want to please Harry. Harry and William recently gave speeches in support of charities they sponsor. In both cases, the speeches were about charity, telling people about the good things being done. But Harry's speech was all about himself, and he was trying to convey that to the undefeated attendees, but why would they care? However, William's speech focused on the volunteers, the good work they did and the long-term benefits their work would bring. William positioned himself as a mediator, helping workers gain greater recognition for their efforts. It's great to see William understand how to bring others into the spotlight and how he can help support their efforts. Chapter 1 No, Harry had a lot of problems growing up. He was taking drugs and drinking too much alcohol. All in all, there were many untoward incidents, but still, he was a member of the royal family and loved. It makes me wonder how far he has fallen since meeting and marrying the evil witch Meghan Markle. And I know a lot of people have told me that Harry has always been like that. The palace only did a good job of hiding their bad behavior, but still I still believe that behind the sheer evil of these two, there is a manipulative demon. Chapter I'm talking about books, documentaries, and interviews. Now, the most evil thing Meghan has done is attack her family and teach Harry to do the same to his. Of course, Harry is responsible for his words and actions, but, you see, he's a puppet, so she trains him, she limits him at every step of what exactly he should say and say to his black person. Also right. She'll make sure everything Harry does is good for him, his little plan, revenge on the royal family, trying to be a star, trying to make money. Thanks to the influence of a really bad person, Harry found himself in a difficult situation. At the moment, I don't know if he can return to his family. And that's what Meghan wants. She is more than content to use Harry as a means to her ends, just as she has used men since her father all her life. And then when Harry was no longer useful, she would dump him and he stabs her in the back and throws her under the bus like her father did. Well everyone, thank you so much for discussing everything with us. And if you have another idea, please leave it in the comments section. Don't forget to like and share my video with others who can enjoy it. And please don't forget to subscribe to Princess Diana News for more updates in the future. Chapter Thank you very much for your attention. Have a nice day and see you again in future videos.